Hey everybody, today we're going to react to Netanyahu's speech for the Iranian people where he talks about the water situation in Iran. I kind of watched some of it, and here's the thing. This is what struck him the most, because I remember the previous video that he made 7 years ago, I think 2018, and he started the video with pouring a glass of water and drinking. And I feel like this time he didn't. And I was looking forward to it. And in my heart, I felt like, you know what, this time it might be too brutal. Like the situation is so bad that drinking water in front of them right now, that would be like honestly brutal. And another thing I want to share, I was baffled. Okay, if there is no water, how do you survive? And lucky me, I am a second generation I didn't have to go far. I didn't even have to go to my grandparents to ask that question. My father, at times, they grew up in a situation when there was no tap water. So they had to bring water in different ways. Like they would fill a bathtub with water and use that. And then they had to boil the water. So they didn't always have access to water. So I was wondering how it feels like to live without tap water. But I don't know if the Iranians could do what my dad did, right? What my dad did, even though to me it was kind of interesting that I didn't even have to go all the way to the ancient times of my grandparents to learn what it's like to live without water. But I don't even know. Okay, I'll go back to it. Let's start with watching the video. I think there are people gathered. Hello, everybody. Hey, Shauna, nice to see you here. All right, let's start.
Greetings from Jerusalem to the proud people of Iran. Your leaders forced a 12-day war on us, and they lost miserably. They lie through their teeth, but on rare occasions,
I think what he's trying to say here is that your leaders wasted a ton of money on your proxies and missiles and ballistic missiles and all kind of that kind of crap. And yet they might had to, I don't know, prioritize other things first. By the way, I don't know if you guys watched the very, very emotional kind of speech by Pashinyan, the president of Iran. I might go and look at those things up as well later on, but let's start with here.
tell the truth. It's a 12-day war on us, and they lost miserably. They lie through their teeth, but on rare occasions, they tell the truth. A few days ago, the Iranian president said, "We have problems with water, electricity, money, and inflation. Where don't we have a problem? There won't."
Okay, raise your hand if you think Tucker Carlson should have asked about that when he interviewed the Iranian president. You see, if Tucker Carlson had come to me and asked me, "Hey, Rebecca, what do you think I should ask the president?" I would have told him, "Listen, Iran is about to collapse because of lack of water. Can you maybe ask something about that?" But of course, Tucker Carlson didn't do his due diligence, so he would never know to ask that. But we got the answer to that question now that the situation is so bad they cannot hide it anymore. So they're saying like there is no electricity, no water, no money, inflation. Is there anything and anywhere that they don't have a problem?
With water, electricity, money, and inflation, where don't we have a problem? There won't be any water in the dams by September or October. He's right. Everything is collapsing.
Woohoo! I said it. They're not going to make it through the summer. Which you guys don't know, but if you watched my video on Iran, then you would have known that one of the things is that is it going to collapse now or is it going to take another year? And I said, I don't think it's going to survive the summer. What an awful thing to be right about. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if the Iranian government says that, I guess they're not going to make it to October or September. Unless they're very lucky. I don't know. Maybe if they pray a lot.
In this brutal summer heat, he's right. Money and inflation, where don't we have a problem? There won't be any water in the dams by September or October. He's right. Everything is collapsing. In this brutal summer heat, you don't even have clean, cold water to give your children. Such hypocrisy, such disdain for the Iranian people. To live like this is not fair to you. It's not fair to your children. But I have very good news. Israel is the #1 recycler of water in the world. We recycle 90% of our wastewater, and we lead the world in desalination. We know exactly what to do, so Iran can also have plentiful water. Almost a decade ago, I opened a Telegram channel in Farsi to teach water management to Iranians. 100,000 Iranians joined almost instantly. The thirst for water in Iran is only...
By the way, it's amazing that that many people joined. Even though it's 92 million people who live in Iran, that makes it... But it's still like 100,000 people who are interested. Probably didn't have any power to actually make a change, but it's good. It's impressive.
Matched by the thirst for freedom. So here's the great news. 1,000 Iranians joined almost instantly. The thirst for...
By the way, I didn't know I didn't know what was the follow-up to the video where it talked about that site, and apparently that site, it's out there. And I know a lot of other things that are happening in order to try to help Iran with its water situation. The government is 100% in the way of that.
100,000 Iranians joined almost instantly. The thirst for water in Iran is only matched by the thirst for freedom. So here's the great news. The moment your country is free, Israel's top water experts will flood into every Iranian city, bringing cutting-edge technology and know-how. We will help you.
I want to say that a flooding, my sister, when she watched it, we watched it in segment, but she was like, is he using words related to water on purpose? Did he say flooding into our people are going to be flooding as in to tease them? Because flooding, it's like water and they don't have water. I'm sorry I'm laughing. It's not a laughing matter. But when people get warned and warned and warned and warned and warned, and then you get mocked for sounding the alarm, and it's here, then it's petty. I know it's petty, but still.
Israel's top water experts will flood into every Iranian city, bringing cutting-edge technology and know-how. We will help Iran recycle water. We'll help Iran desalinate water. And what would that look like? Just imagine water skiing again in the Karaj Dam with your family. Imagine walking hand in hand with your partner next to the bountiful river in Farachzad, which is now completely dried up. Imagine the parched trees in Yavaran.
Oh my God, I cannot imagine the amount of pain. Oh my God.
In Darban, getting as much plentiful water as the trees in IRGC strongholds. Imagine restoring the once stunning Urmia Lake in the northwest of Iran. Well, all this is not a dream. This can be
yours if you just sign up here, 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 and here. Awesome. Just surrender. Give yourself to the Jews. Ah, my God. Yes, he's making them feel the thirst 100%.
Your reality. But instead of making this a reality, Your dictators impose tyranny and poverty upon you, just as they impose war on us. For 46 years, you've been denied the most basic human rights, the right to express yourself freely, to write, speak, sing, whatever you please. I have here the books of Iranians, impressive Iranian dissidents who write the truth and speak the truth, but it's published outside Iran. Such repression, such cruelty. You, the descendants of Cyrus the Great, you deserve much more. You don't deserve leaders who flee the country while you suffer alone during a difficult war.
Oh, shade
Neda
tone.
al-Navid could have brought Iran glory and gold. Instead, they are killed and banished. So much money has been burned to hell. The tyrants of Tehran preferred sending hundreds of billions of dollars, not to you, to Hamas, to
Oh.
Hezbollah, to the Houthis, instead of funding your hospitals, your schools, and your roads. It doesn't have to be this way. I urge you to be bold and brave, to dare to dream. Take risks for freedom, for your future, for your families. It's worth it. Take to the streets, demand justice, demand accountability, protest tyranny, build a better future for your families.
Okay, guys, I didn't reach to that point in the video before, but he is calling for a straight up rebellion. Go to the streets. Go to the streets. Protest tyranny and build a better future. Here's the sorry, I muted myself by mistake. If you're out of water, literally, like, I don't know. That's a different game. That's a different game. I was saying actual flooding wouldn't actually be good though, right? Because of sanitation and human health hazards. It's a huge country, so I don't know if it would, like, can you flood the whole country? Yeah, you're probably right. Like it's gonna be more hazardous as well. But yeah, thank you, Shana, for your support. I mean, if it's a flood of experts and engineers, Israelis that know how to manage water, then I think that would be the best flood you could have in that situation.
And for all Iranians, do not let these fanatic mullahs ruin your lives for a minute longer. And know this, you are not alone. I stand with you. Israel stands
Oh,
with
that's
you.
so cute.
The entire free world stands with you. The tyrants of Tehran, so cruel, so callous, so cowardly, they won't last long. You know that. History will record that. Soon your country will be free. Water will be plentiful. Your economy will recover and thrive. Your children will be joyous and carefree again. As our founding father, Theodore Herzl, said of the Jewish state, if you will it, it is no dream.
Yeah.
And I say to you, if you will it, a free Iran is no dream. Now is the time for action. Now is the time to fight for freedom. Iran bariye Irani.
Wow, look at that. That was... Ah, I can still hear it. Sorry, one sec. It's loud. Yeah. All right, now we're gonna watch the older video for good measure. For good measure. The one that was mocked, the one that was made fun of. And yet here we are. Hey, Shauna, if the US government can ask the Mormons for help, then the Iranians can hopefully ask the Jews. Come on, guys, it's okay to admit the Jews are right. No, they ask for help from the Jews. Here's the thing. The problem is that the Iranians, they're busy fighting each other. Yes, smash the like, everyone. 100%. Thank you. Okay. This is the older one. Today I'm gonna make an unprecedented offer to Iran. They didn't take it, and now the consequences are here. Hello.
Today I'm going to make an unprecedented offer to Iran. It relates to water. The Iranian people are victims of a cruel and tyrannical regime that denies them vital water. Israel stands with the people of Iran, and that is why I want to help save countless Iranian lives. Here's how. Iran's meteorological organization says that nearly 96% of Iran suffers from some levels of drought. Issa Kalantari, a former Iranian agriculture minister, said that 50 million Iranians could be forced out of their homes due to environmental damage. 50 million. Millions of Iranian children are suffering due to mismanagement, to incompetence, and the theft of vital resources by the Iranian regime. Now, Israel also has water challenges. We've developed cutting-edge technologies to address them. Israel recycles nearly 90% of its wastewater. That's far more.
Do you guys want to hear some interesting information? So back in the 2010, like earlier, about 15, 20 years ago, the solution Israel almost had is to import water from Turkey. And Turkey actually built the infrastructure to transfer water to Israel. Eventually, it fell off, and Israel found more technological solutions to its water problem. And Turkey was extremely angry about it because it was supposed to bring a lot of money to the Turkish economy. But right now, Turkey is also struggling with water. So I just want to emphasize like how I want to emphasize like how all across all the Middle East, all over the Middle East, there is, and yes, we're talking about Iran right now, but it's not like Iraq is controlled by Iran, so it's this in the same situation, and Kurdistan is doing okay, relatively speaking, but even Turkey doesn't have the water. So if we were relying on Turkey, even if you take away the tyrannical Islamic delusions that they have, water is such scarcity. It's so lucky that this decision to depend on Turkey didn't come to fruition. Yeah, the water shortage is absolutely everywhere. And yeah, notice like here it started with the drinking the water, and now in the new video, I think it was too cruel. It was too cruel to drink water in front of the Iranian people right now. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It is tragic.
Than any other country on earth. We invented drip irrigation. Our technology targets individual plants with exactly the nutrients they need for each plant. Israel has the know-how to prevent environmental catastrophe in Iran. I want to share this information with the people of Iran. Sadly, Iran bans Israelis from visiting, so we'll have to get creative. We will launch a Farsi website with detailed plans on how Iranians can recycle their wastewater.
We would have to be super creative and like topple the regime. Sorry about that noise. Yeah, or we would like super creative and just like call for a revolt out loud and say that we are looking to topple the regime and topple the regime. That's also very creative.
Iran bans Israelis from visiting, so we'll have to get creative. We will launch a Farsi website with detailed plans on how Iranians can recycle their wastewater. We will show how Iranian farmers can save their crops and feed their families. The Iranian regime shouts death to Israel. In response, Israel shouts life to the Iranian people. The people of Iran are good and decent. They shouldn't have to face such a cruel regime alone. We are with you. We will help so that millions of Iranians don't have to suffer. The hatred of Iran's regime will not stop the respect and the friendship between our two peoples.
Amen. Oh, here's the water. Okay. Okay, let's see the water situation. And I also okay. So this is Netanyahu to the people of Iran. Once you are free from this regime, we will bring Israeli technology to help you solve the water crisis. Take to the streets, demand freedom. I agree. That summarizes it perfectly. I actually wanted to look for the Iranian president and see if somebody made subtitles or, better yet, dubbed what he was saying, because it's like it's a hell of a speech that he made, admitting how problematic the situation in Iran is. Thank you again, Sean, for your support. America is supposed to have flooding this fall in many areas. It's supposed to be warmer than usual winter, hence the flooding. Yeah, the water crisis is worldwide. Honestly, like the things are changing fast worldwide. Summer is very hot, and I saw that you asked before. So September in the Middle East is summer. Honestly, September is more summer than June. So I think actually for us, summer starts in the end of June and summer ends in the end of September. So the first the first month of autumn is actually October. And thank you for your support. So I touched upon me saying, how are they going to survive without water? And then my dad looked at me and was like, we lived without that. We lived without water. But here's the thing. I remember, no, actually, I've been to Georgia. You know what's special about Georgia? They have a lot of water, a lot. There are creeks, and there is water everywhere. So they had problems with water because they didn't have a good water management system. But it's not like they didn't have water. So they might have needed to use buckets and wells and fill a bathtub with water that wasn't necessarily clean, and then they had to boil it to drink it and stuff like that. But honestly, Dad, I think the Iranians don't have a creek or water or fountain or nothing. They don't have wells. There is no water underneath. This is how the president of of Iran said it. They don't have water underneath the feet. It means like there are no wells. There is no water in the aquifers, and we don't have water in the dams. So that's a very, very different situation, and that's kind of scary. It is very scary, and I kind of want to see if I can find the Parisian. Water. Huh. Huh. It's funny. I looked for Iran water. Look what it shows me. This weirdo talking about it. Look at that weirdo. Why is she talking about what is she yelling at? Iran is confronting multi-layered water catastrophe. Who is she? What's wrong with her? I'm pretty sure that she said that Israel is Iran's god right now, and they should worship Israel. That's a very crazy person. She looks crazy. I know, right? She does look crazy. I see you in the comments.
Toxins and there are lots of videos talking about it, and of course, when it comes to technologies that Israel.
Well, I want to hear the point if it's where this weirdo says that Israel is basically your god. Probably, maybe in the beginning.
Okay, this is a quick video that I'm making to answer Tucker Carlson and other idiots that are like, no, regime change bad, we tried it before, it's gonna fail. Okay, you idiots, let me tell you something, okay? And I'm gonna use harsh language because this is urgent. You are playing with people's lives. Or you know what? Let me explain. Iran is gonna collapse, whether you like it or not, in about 5 years if Israel doesn't change the regime there. If a regime that isn't friendly to...
Yeah, you see, I was optimistic here. Though I knew it's going to be by the end of the summer, I was like, if I'm going to say that, because I know for sure I have other videos where I said they're not going to survive the summer. And I also said it like in my assumption. sometimes when I make videos like that, I lie a little bit with my predictions, because if I said what I thought, people think that what I'm saying is so crazy, they stop listening to me. So it's a thing that I do sometimes, and I apologize to you all and those who follow me. But because so many times what I say sounds to the average person like I'm crazy and like I'm exaggerating, I know that people stop listening to me when I speak the truth as is. And this is something I learned pretty early on, right? So people say like, no, you're crazy. But here's the thing: nobody goes back and says. Almost nobody does. Okay, almost nobody goes back and says, "Hey, you were right." Mostly people don't do that. So unfortunately, sometimes, like I did here, I try to, in order to keep the audience, I try to make it more palatable, which now I regret, because I have because I knew what I knew, right? I said, like, I have plenty of proof that I thought otherwise.
Towards Israel is not going to rise in the next year, there will be tens of millions of people that would have to be displaced out of Iran, and the situation would get dire, even without even going into the ethnic composition of Iran and the inner conflicts or the nukes or anything, or the economy, just water. And when it comes to water, I'm going to say something that is extremely politically incorrect. Nobody will say it in the world that we live in today. When it comes to water, Israel is your God.
Yeah, that's what the sentence I was looking for. When it comes to water, you guys, I don't know if I remember getting so much hate for that.
Israel can save you. Nobody does.
And this is after I tried to cushion the impact by saying 5 years. By the way, 5 years, that's the timeline to irreversible catastrophe. So I wasn't completely like 5 years, right? Now, if Israeli engineers flood Iran, they can reverse it and save the ground. In 5 years, for sure, it's like an irreversible environmental catastrophe that not even maybe the Jews can fix. The Jews are like, like I said, you should never underestimate what the Jews can do. The Jews can, if the craziest mission, the Jews will find a way. Yeah, but it would require a lot more work, like, and motivation, and it's gonna be way harder if Iran is under complete like chaos.
Politically incorrect. Nobody will say it in the world that we live in today. When it comes to water, Israel is your God. Israel can save you. Nobody does water technology better than Israel. So for Iran to save itself from an imminent disaster that is coming in the next 10 years for sure, where tens of millions are likely to be displaced and become homeless because of water shortages and water mismanagement and water toxins. And
somebody's saying, I try to keep it palatable. Since when? Like, this is the way I try to keep it palatable, okay? By like I say, right? Like I say, like, people have a choice, and even though, like, I don't jump into the conclusion, right? I say, like, I don't go to and say, like, they're all gonna die. I say, no, they have a choice, but I know that they would choose to die. So, like, I could have said, like, they're all gonna die, right? No, but I'm presenting a choice. I'm giving people a choice. Does it matter that I personally think that they're gonna, and I'm speaking especially like not the Iranians, but other neighbors that we have in this vicinity. Remember, Iran is not the only country that suffers from water shortages. So, like, so when it comes to certain, like, yeah, I'm trying. Okay, I'm trying. Believe me, I'm trying. Because if I tell you, like, the final, like, the bottom line of what I really think, I don't know. People don't like this amount of brutality to me. So I mean, I do believe people can change and choose a better path. Okay? And I think Iran might get lucky because Israel chose it as a project behind the scenes. And Jews have, I don't want to sound anti-Semitic, so don't take it that way, but Jews have big egos, and Israelis, okay? Like, if they, like, literally what Netanyahu is doing is like, hold my beer. Hold my beer, we're going to fix Iran, and we're going to remove the regime. Like, hold my beer. Like, you know, so they have a chance. Israelis are crazy. They're crazy. But there are other areas which are not emphasized, and Israel decided not to emphasize. And I think they're all gonna die. And I don't want to talk about it right now. If you look for it, you'll see that I already made videos about it. It's a challenge because I already talked about it even a year ago. Yeah, exactly. I don't have a big ego. I just know I'm awesome. Exactly. Yes, exactly. And by the way, if you guys want to understand better the Israeli mindset and why we like think that we can change the world, then go check out my Substack. I have a whole segment talking about the music theory. And the music theory is the theory that we came up with to explain why originally, the music theory was a joke theory when Israelis tried to understand why American women are so different from Israeli women. And then they came up with this amazing theory saying, hey, it's because in our music, women are elevated. Women are like, you know, women are women. They're not villains. They're not portrayed as villains. They're not portrayed as petty, and they are not told to smack their asses on the floor like some other cultures do. So we had come up so that music theory like that we came up with you know, when we had like the student exchange. We thought we were geniuses, but apparently it's a very common theory in Israel that every student that went to student exchange came up with. It was like they all figured out it must be the music. But then I delve into it deeper, and I realized that it's way beyond women. And actually, all this series that here I have on my Substack, all this series that I made, it doesn't talk about women at all, except for the intro. This is the intro where I explain where it comes from. And from then on, I don't talk about gender. I talk about nation building and changing the world. Why Israelis think that they can change the world. So, and there is more to it. There is going to be more to it. Oh, no, Harbinger Zero. Dang, didn't get a notification. Going to super chat for the haters. Hope I didn't miss too much. Hope everyone is well. Did you talk China and Russia? I plan on coming to Jerusalem in November. Israelis hang out with me. All right. Yeah, everybody. We have to meet up. Join the Discord, Telegram, wherever, Harbinger Zero, wherever you are. I think you're in Discord. I know you're in Discord. Let's make sure that you're gonna have a great time when you come in November, which is a good month to come. It's my birthday month. That's one. And two, the weather is gonna be better. But I think October is technically better, September, October, because you can still go to the beach. And it's not as unbearable as July and August. So yes, everybody come to the Discord. But November is great. It's awesome. So you guys check out my Substack plugin. Right. I just remember that we were watching me talking about Iran. It's very embarrassing. Israel is your God. Such a great. I got so much hate for it though. I mean, I get it though. I get it. And by the way, this is one of the biggest reasons why I say that, because there aren't a lot of people that are good at crisis management the way Israelis are. Israelis are great when you need to take care of a crisis. This is why even when you had the huge fires in LA, they called Israel firefighters to do the emergency stuff. Like Israelis in emergency, this is the people you want. When things are tranquil, like you need not a founder but a CEO. Maybe some other people are better because Israelis always look for like the next exciting thing. They love excitement. But for crisis, Israelis. And check out. And by the way, like the music I bring, what's special about it is that it doesn't have an equivalent. So no other nation in the world writes the music the way Israel does, which is incredible. Okay. So see. Let me see. It's your birthday too. Amazing, November. Okay, let's hear this weirdo out a little bit more.
Reasons, like there are lots of videos talking about it, and of course.
Okay, I lost patience. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Make Persia great again. I'm sorry. The Persians are also like, I have to admit that it's not something that talked about, but Persians in a way have a similar psychology to Russians. So just so you know, like there's gonna be, I don't know if you saw the conflict between Niak and another guy. He was attacked. That other guy was also pro-Israel. He was just Kurds. He was Kurdish. Anyway, there is a whole mess there. The ethnic mess. And some of it is because most of it is because the Iranian regime did it on purpose. They made sure that people in Iran wouldn't trust each other. So that wouldn't be pretty. Persians are like Russians. In what way? They seem much more civilized. It's funny. What do you mean when you say civilized? I agree that the Kurds are like Russians, but not Persians. The Kurds are not like Russians. They're not. You think the Russians are tribal? They're not. They're not exactly tribal. I wouldn't say, no. Anyway, Iranian president warns of serious water crisis. And, oh, here's another person I know. These are Israeli water experts who helped solve Iran's water shortage in the 1960s, when both nations had warm ties. Today, Iran is saying water shortage crisis can be quickly solved with Israeli help once the evil mullah regime is toppled by the people of Iran forever. Amen. Oh, look at that. think Persians like Russians in a way. In just like one aspect, actually. So don't. I said it, but don't cling to it. Okay, it's in a very narrow, like very specific way. But in general, like no, they're not similar. And I would have to explain like how they are similar, and that's a long explanation. And I know when I say something like that, like people, it's not something. It's. I don't want to get into it. It's not about it. This is what I meant. The Russian diaspora tends to support Russia in wrong. That's not true. I know a lot of Russian diaspora that doesn't support Russia when they're wrong. I don't think that's true. But for the record, the Iranians do that too. The Iranians do that too. Just in a different way. It's just that the IRGC is so evil that it cannot be ignored. Shana, I love you. I think you just like me, so you can see what I say. I'm just kidding. But maybe, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Like it's in a certain way, and it's not about this video. Different one. That to understand that, I would recommend signing up to my course Understanding Humanity. There is a link in the description down below, and I just filmed a video explaining what the course is about. So it's going to be 12 lessons this time. This time it's going to be 12 lessons. So sign up to this course. It's a very good one. Sorry, Shana loves everyone. No, Shana loves me, and I love you. Like Shana is cute. Yes, everyone, take my course. Thank you. All right. So I think, let me see if I can find Parashashnian. Probably not. It's not gonna happen, right? Nobody translated that to English, dubbed. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys sign up to my course. I want to start it in September, and I'm editing a video where I officially announce the next round. So, all right. Thank you all for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, share other videos, and see you later. Wait, I want to do that with full one, Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, sign up to my course, Understanding Humanity. The link is in the description. And those who want to study the Bible, the New Testament and the Old Testament, there is an app my friend developed. And if you use the code Rebecca, you can get, I think, 25% off from yearly subscription. So you do that as well. It's for those who want to learn, it's in the description as well. So you guys, thank you everybody for being here. Share. See you later.